Welcome back to Speak English Fluently Now. I am Aria, and this is the podcast that helps you speak English the way real people speak it, not the way textbooks teach it. If you are new here, make sure you hit subscribe. We put out new episodes every week, and every single one is made to help you sound more natural, more confident, and more fluent.
And I am Jack. And honestly, if you have been listening for a while, you already know this is not your average English class. No boring grammar charts. No sleeping through a lecture. Just real English, real talk.
Exactly. And today's topic is one of the most requested things we get in our comments. People write to us all the time saying, Aria, I studied English for years. I understand the grammar. I passed my exams. But when a native speaker talks to me, I understand nothing. Nothing at all.
Oh yeah, I feel that deeply. Actually, I remember the first time I watched a Hollywood movie without subtitles. I sat there for 2 hours nodding like I understood everything. I understood maybe 15%.
That is very relatable, Jack. And that is exactly why today's episode is called Why You Cannot Understand Fast English and How to Fix It. We're going to break this down completely. By the end of today, you will know exactly why this happens, and you will have real tools to start fixing it. So let's go.
Let's do it.
So here is the situation. Imagine you are at work. Your manager calls a quick meeting. She talks for 3 minutes. She is speaking English. You know English, but she is speaking so fast, connecting all her words together, swallowing some sounds completely, and at the end of the meeting you have no idea what just happened. You just nod and hope it was not something important.
The universal nod. Everyone does this. You just smile and say, sounds good, and pray that nothing terrible is coming your way.
Exactly. And this is not just at work. It happens when you are shopping and the cashier says something quickly. It happens when you are traveling and someone gives you directions. It happens when you are watching your favorite show and the characters talk too fast. This is a real daily problem, and today we fix it. Let us start with the first reason this happens, and this is the big one. Most learners study English by reading and writing, maybe listening a little, but they study slow, clear, separated speech. Every word is said perfectly. Every syllable is clean. And then they go into the real world, and native speakers do not sound like that at all. Not even close. Native speakers connect their words. They blend them. They drop sounds. They reduce sounds. And if you have never trained your ears for that, it sounds like a completely different language.
Wait, so when native speakers talk fast, they are actually changing how the words sound? Like physically?
Yes, exactly. It is called connected speech, and it means that words do not have clean spaces between them in natural conversation. Let me give you some examples. When a native speaker says, "What do you want?" they do not say it like that. They say, "What do you want?" When they say, "I am going to," they say, "I'm gonna." When they say, "Did you eat?" it becomes "Did ya eat?" The sounds change. The words blend. And if your ears only know the textbook version, the natural version sounds like noise.
Okay, that explains so much. Like I always heard gonna, and I knew it meant something, but in school we only learned going to. Nobody ever told me they sound completely different in real life.
And that is not your fault. That is a gap in how English is often taught. So the memory tip for this first point is, real spoken English is not written English read aloud. It is its own sound system. Train for that sound system, not the written one. Now, the second reason people cannot understand fast English is something called reduced vowels. This is a big one, and very few teachers talk about it. In natural fast speech, many vowels get reduced to a sound called the schwa. The schwa is that soft, weak, lazy little sound, like they and about, they e in taken, the yo in today. These vowels are not pronounced fully. They shrink. They become almost nothing.
So native speakers are just lazy? They are being lazy with their vowels?
Ha, not lazy. Efficient. The schwa is the most common sound in the entire English language. It exists because English has stress patterns. Content words, like nouns and verbs, get stress. Function words, like the a, of, to, for, get reduced. So when someone says a cup of tea, they do not say a cup of tea. They say a cup of tea. The of almost disappears. It becomes just a.
Okay, let me try. So a cup of tea becomes a cup of tea?
Yes, that is actually very good. And another one. I want to go becomes I want to go. He is a good man becomes he's a good man. The is and a both shrink. Your ears need to expect these reduced forms, because in fast speech, they are the normal forms.
This is blowing my mind a little. I feel like I have been listening to the wrong English my whole life.
You have been listening to formal, written English, and now we are retraining you for real English. Remember this. In fast English, the small words get smaller. Train your ears for the small sounds, not just the big words. Okay, third reason. And this one is about rhythm. English has a rhythm. It is called stress-timed rhythm. That means English moves from stress syllable to stress syllable, and everything in between gets squeezed or compressed to keep that rhythm going. Think of it like music. The beat stays steady, but some notes are held longer and some are very short.
So English is basically a song?
In a way, yes. Every language has its own rhythm. And if you come from a language that gives equal time to every syllable, like many Asian or European languages, English rhythm can feel very strange and very hard to follow. Let me show you. Listen to this sentence. I want to go to the store. The stressed words are want and store. Everything else, I, to, go, to, those happen quickly between the beats. If your ears are waiting for each word equally, you miss the unstressed ones and the sentence becomes confusing.
So you are saying I should focus on the big stressed words and kind of let the small words come along for the ride?
Exactly. That is a great way to put it. Focus on content words first. Nouns, verbs, adjectives. Those are the stressed words. They carry the meaning. The small words, prepositions, articles, pronouns, those travel between them. Once you hear in beats instead of word by word, fast English starts making a lot more sense. The tip to remember, listen for the music, not every single note. And the fourth reason, which is connected to everything we just said, is that learners are trying to process English word by word instead of chunk by chunk. Native speakers do not process language one word at a time. They process phrases, chunks, patterns. When they hear, you know what I mean, they do not think about 6 separate words. They hear one chunk that means, do you understand me? When they hear to be honest, they hear one phrase, one meaning, not 3 separate words.
So we need to stop thinking of English as individual bricks and start thinking of it as whole sections of wall.
Yes, I love that. Exactly right. When you know common chunks, you do not have to process every word in real time. You recognize the pattern instantly, and your brain is free to focus on the new information, not the grammar. This is why today's phrase pack is so important. We're going to give you 10 real chunks that native speakers use all the time. When you know these chunks in your ears, when you have heard them many times, your understanding speeds up dramatically.
Okay, I am actually very ready for the phrase pack now.
Let us get into it. Listeners, grab a pen or just listen along. We want you to repeat these softly after us. Say them quietly. Feel them in your mouth. This is ear and mouth training at the same time. Phrase 1. You know what I mean?
Like, I just felt so out of place at that party. You know what I mean?
Perfect. This phrase is used to check if the listener is following you. You say it at the end of a thought. It is casual, friendly, and very common. Listeners, repeat softly. You know what I mean. Good. Phrase 2. I cannot quite catch that.
Oh, like, sorry, I cannot quite catch that. Could you say it again?
Exactly. This is a polite and natural way to ask someone to repeat something. Much better than just saying what or huh, which can sound rude. Use this when someone speaks too fast or quietly. Repeat, I cannot quite catch that. Phrase 3. Could you slow down a little?
Simple but so useful. Like, I am sorry, could you slow down a little? My English is still a work in progress.
Yes. And notice, you can add a small explanation after it. People respond well to honesty. Nobody minds slowing down when you ask kindly. Repeat. Could you slow down a little? Phrase 4. Sorry, I missed that.
Like, sorry, I missed that. What did you say after the meeting?
Very natural. Very casual. You say this when you were not listening carefully or the sound was not clear. I missed that means that information did not reach me. Repeat. Sorry, I missed that. Phrase 5. Are you saying that?
So like, are you saying that the project deadline moved to Friday?
Yes. This phrase is gold for checking your understanding. When you think you understood but you are not sure, you repeat it back in your own words with "Are you saying that?" It shows you are engaged. It gives the other person a chance to confirm or correct you. Repeat. Are you saying that? Phrase 6. Let me make sure I understood correctly.
This one sounds very professional. Like, let me make sure I understood correctly. We need 3 copies by tomorrow morning?
Exactly. This is perfect for work situations. Meetings, phone calls, instructions. It shows you are careful and professional, and it saves you from making mistakes based on a misunderstanding. Repeat. Let me make sure I understood correctly. Phrase 7. I think I follow you.
Like, okay, I think I follow you. So the first step is to send the report and then wait for approval, right?
Good. I follow you means I am understanding what you are saying. It is softer than saying I understand. It sounds like you are listening and keeping up step by step. Repeat. I think I follow you. Phrase 8. What do you mean by that?
Like, what do you mean by that? Do you mean we are not going to the restaurant anymore?
Yes. Use this when someone says something unclear or ambiguous. It is direct but not rude. You are asking for more information. Much better than just staying quiet and confused. Repeat. What do you mean by that? Phrase 9. Say that again.
Super casual. Like a friend says something and you were not listening and you just say that again? Sorry, I was distracted.
Exactly. This is very informal. Use it with friends, family, or close colleagues. Not in formal meetings. The tone matters a lot with this one. It should sound friendly, not impatient. Repeat. Say that again. Phrase 10. I got the gist of it.
So, gist means the main idea? Like, the movie was in Spanish, but I got the gist of it from the expressions.
Perfect example. Yes, gist means the general meaning or the main point, not every detail. This is a very useful phrase because understanding the gist is often enough. You do not need to understand every single word. Repeat, I got the gist of it. Great work, everyone. All 10 phrases. Now it is quiz time. Listeners, try to answer each question before Jack does. See how you do. Question 1. Multiple choice. Which sentence sounds more natural in fast-spoken English? A. I am going to go to the store. Or B. I'm going to go to the store.
Oh, definitely B. I'm gonna go to the store. That is just how people actually say it.
Correct. In fast natural speech, going to becomes gonna. I am becomes I'm. You would use sentence A if you were reading aloud or speaking very formally. In everyday conversation, B is the natural choice. Question 2. Correct the mistake. Someone says, "Huh? What?" to their manager when they did not hear something. What is a better way to say that?
I would say, sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again?
Excellent. Huh? What? Can sound rude or careless, especially with someone senior. Combining, "sorry I missed that," with a follow-up request sounds respectful and natural. Well done. Question 3. Make this more natural. Someone says, "I do not understand. Please be more clear." How can you say this more softly?
Maybe, what do you mean by that exactly? I want to make sure I follow you.
That is really good. I do not understand. Please be more clear. Sounds like a command, a little cold. Your version invites the person to explain without making them feel like they were unclear. The phrases, "what do you mean by that?" and "I want to make sure I follow you" soften the whole thing perfectly. Question 4. Real-life situation. You are on a phone call with a client. They speak very fast, and you catch only some of what they said. What do you say?
I would say, let me make sure I understood correctly. You said you need the documents by Thursday, right?
Perfect response. You are confirming what you heard. You are using a natural professional phrase. And you are giving the client a chance to correct you if needed. That is exactly the right move in any professional situation. Question 5. Open answer. Think about a moment in your life when you could not understand someone speaking fast English. What happened? What did you do? And based on today's lesson, what would you do differently now? There is no wrong answer here. Just think about it. Or write it in the comments. We would love to read your story. All right. Now, let us do something fun. We are going to act out a real conversation. Jack and I are going to speak as two coworkers, not as teacher and student. You will hear natural English with today's phrases woven in. Listen for them.
Hey Aria, did you sit in on the finance meeting this morning?
I did, yeah. Long one.
What did they say about the Q3 numbers? I had another call and I missed that part completely.
So basically, and let me make sure I explain this right, they said the targets are going to be adjusted. But I did not catch exactly by how much. Something about 15% maybe.
Wait, are you saying that our individual targets change too? Or just the team total?
I think I follow what they meant. It is the team total first, and then individual ones get reviewed. But honestly, I got the gist of it, not every detail.
Okay, so we should probably ask Sarah to send us the notes.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? It is better to have it in writing than to guess.
100%. I will message her now.
Great. Did you catch those? Let us walk through them. Jack said, "I missed that part completely." That is phrase 4 from our list. Then I said, "Let me make sure I explain this right," connected to phrase 6. Jack asked, "Are you saying that?" That is phrase 5, used perfectly to check understanding. Then I said, "I think I follow what they meant." That is phrase 7. And I got the gist of it. Phrase 10. And finally, you know what I mean at the end, phrase 1. 5 phrases, 1 natural conversation. That is how you use them in real life. Not one at a time, not formally, just woven in naturally, the way real people talk. Now, let us look at some common mistakes. These are things we hear very often from learners, and they make the conversation feel awkward or unclear. Mistake 1. Saying, "I cannot understand you," instead of "I cannot quite catch that," or "Sorry, I missed that." The problem with "I cannot understand you" is that it puts the fault on the other person. It sounds like they're being unclear or speaking badly. A native speaker will feel a little attacked. Use "I cannot quite catch that" instead. It keeps things warm and neutral.
Oh, I definitely used to say, "I cannot understand you" all the time. I thought it was just honest.
It is honest, but the phrasing matters a lot. Communication is about making the other person feel comfortable too. Mistake 2. Staying silent when you do not understand. Many learners just smile and nod and pretend they understood. Then later they act on wrong information or miss something important. The fix: use any of today's phrases. Sorry, say that again?
What do you mean by that?
Even a simple, let me make sure I follow you. Any of these keeps the conversation going and gets you the information you actually need.
The silent nod is a survival skill, but it is actually hurting us.
Completely.
It feels safe in the moment, but it creates confusion later.
Ask.
Always ask. Mistake 3. This one is grammar connected. Some learners say, I am not catching what you said, using present continuous when simple past is more natural. The natural version is, I did not catch what you said, or just I missed that. In real conversation, we usually use simple past for completed actions. The hearing happened in the past, it is done, so we use past tense. Jack, have you made this mistake?
I am not catching. Yep, I have definitely said that. It sounded right to me at the time.
And the brain thinks it is correct because present continuous feels active and alive. But catching something is a completed moment it already passed. So I did not catch that is the natural form. Now, let us do some guided practice. I am going to give Jack 4 situations, and he is going to respond using today's phrases. Listeners, try responding yourself before you hear Jack's answer. This is your speaking training moment. Situation 1.
Work.
Your colleague just explained a new process very quickly in a meeting. You caught most of it, but not the last step. What do you say?
I would say, let me make sure I understood correctly. The first 2 steps are clear, but could you run through the last part one more time?
Very good. You confirmed what you did understand. That is important. And you asked specifically for what you missed. That is professional and efficient. Now you try. Listeners, what would you say in that situation? Situation 2. Friendship. You are on a video call with a friend and the connection is bad. Their voice keeps cutting out. What do you say?
Easy. Hey, say that again? I think the connection is bad. I keep losing you.
Perfect.
Casual, honest, friendly. You even gave a reason. The connection is bad, which makes it clear it is not their fault. That is a very natural and kind thing to do. Listeners, how would you say it? Situation 3. Travel. You asked for directions at a train station. The person answered quickly, and you only understood the first part. What do you say?
Sorry, I got the gist of it. Take the blue line, but I missed the rest. Could you slow down a little, please?
Excellent. You show them what you did understand. That is smart. You got the gist of it, and could you slow down a little? Both perfect here. Try that one, listeners. Situation 4.
Shopping.
The cashier at a cafe says the total and adds something at the end very quickly, maybe about a loyalty card or a special offer. You are not sure what they said. What do?
I would say, sorry, what do you mean by that? Did you say something about a card?
Great.
You asked for clarification and you showed that you heard something, just not clearly enough to understand it. That did you say something about part is very useful in this type of situation. Well done, Jack. Listeners, practice all 4 of these today. All right, recap time. Let us go through everything quickly. Jack and I will take turns. The first reason you cannot understand fast English connected speech. Words blend and change sound in natural conversation.
Textbook English and spoken English sound different. Train your ears for the real version.
The second reason, reduced vowels. Small words shrink. Of becomes going to becomes gonna. Function words almost disappear.
Focus on content words, nouns, verbs, adjectives. Let the small words ride along.
The third reason, English rhythm. It is stress-timed. Some syllables are strong, others are squashed. Listen for the beats, not every word.
Think of it like music. Catch the stressed notes. Everything else fills the space between them.
The fourth reason, word-by-word processing. Stop listening one word at a time. Start listening in chunks, phrases, patterns.
When you know common chunks, your brain processes faster. You recognize meaning instantly.
And today's big takeaway, your ears need to be trained, just like your mouth. Listening is a skill. It takes practice. But every time you hear natural spoken English, you are building that skill.
And asking for clarification is not a weakness. It is what fluent people actually do.
Before we go, your practice challenge for this week. Write it down. Find one YouTube video, one podcast episode, or one English TV show clip. Listen to it once at normal speed. Then write down 3 things that confused you, 3 moments where you could not catch what was said. Then listen again. Pause it. Replay those moments. Try to identify, was it connected speech? A reduced vowel? A word chunk you did not know? Just that small habit 3 times a week will change your listening dramatically in 1 month.
I am going to do this with a football commentary clip, because football commentators talk at approximately the speed of light. Perfect training.
That is actually a brilliant idea. The speed, the energy, the vocabulary, football commentary is excellent listening practice. Love that.
See, sometimes I have good ideas.
Sometimes. And listeners, write your example in the comments. Tell us what you watched, what confused you, and what you figured out on the second listen. We read every single comment, and we love hearing your progress.
And if this episode helped you, please share it with one friend who is learning English. Seriously, one share changes someone's learning journey. We really appreciate it.
Subscribe to Speak English Fluently now if you have not already. Hit the like button if today gave you something useful. And leave us a comment with one phrase from today that you're going to use this week.
Mine is, I got the gist of it. I am going to find every possible reason to say that today.
Ha, I believe you. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Remember, fluency is not a talent. It is a habit. Every day that you show up and listen and practice, you are becoming more fluent, even if it does not feel that way yet. The progress is happening. Trust the process.
See you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Keep going. You are closer than you think.